Ceramic art is art made from ceramic materials, including clay, which may take forms including artware, tile, figurines, sculpture, and tableware. Ceramic art is one of the arts, particularly one of the visual arts, and of those, it is one of the plastic arts. While some ceramics are considered fine art, some are considered to be decorative, industrial or applied art objects. Ceramics may also be considered artifacts in archaeology. Ceramic art can be made by one person or by a group of people. In a pottery or ceramic factory, a group of people design, manufacture and decorate the artware. Products from a pottery are sometimes referred to as art pottery. In a one-person pottery studio, ceramists or potters produce studio pottery. The word ceramics comes from the Greek keramikos, meaning pottery, which in turn comes from keramos, meaning potter's clay. Most traditional ceramic products were made from clay, or clay mixed with other materials, shaped and subjected to heat, and tableware and decorative ceramics are generally still made this way. In modern ceramic engineering usage, ceramics is the art and science of making objects from inorganic, non-metallic materials by the action of heat. It excludes glass and mosaic made from glass tesserae. There is a long history of ceramic art in almost all developed cultures, and often ceramic objects are all the artistic evidence left from vanished cultures, like that of the Nok in Africa over 2,000 years ago. Cultures especially noted for ceramics include the Chinese, Cretan, Greek, Persian, Mayan, Japanese, and Korean cultures, as well as the modern Western cultures. Elements of ceramic art, upon which different degrees of emphasis have been placed at different times, are the shape of the object, its decoration by painting, carving and other methods, and the glazing found on most ceramics. Materials: different types of clay, when used with different minerals and firing conditions, are used to produce earthenware, stoneware, porcelain, and bone china, fine china. Earthenware is pottery that has not been fired to vitrification and is thus permeable to water. Many types of pottery have been made from it from the earliest times, and until the 18th century it was the most common type of pottery outside the Far East. Earthenware is often made from clay, quartz and feldspar. Terracotta, a type of earthenware, is a clay-based unglazed or glazed ceramic, where the fired body is porous. Its uses include vessels, notably flower pots, water and wastewater pipes, bricks, and surface embellishment in building construction. Terracotta has been a common medium for ceramic art, see below. Stoneware is a vitreous or semi-vitreous ceramic made primarily from stoneware clay or non-refractory fire clay. Stoneware is fired at high temperatures. Vitrified or not, it is non-porous, it may or may not be glazed. One widely recognized definition is from the combined nomenclature of the European communities. A European industry standard states stoneware, which, though dense, impermeable and hard enough to resist scratching by a steel point, differs from porcelain because it is more opaque, and normally only partially vitrified. It may be vitreous or semi-vitreous. It is usually colored gray or brownish because of impurities in the clay used for its manufacture, and is normally glazed. Porcelain is a ceramic material made by heating materials, generally including kaolin, in a kiln to temperatures between 1200 and 1400 degrees Celsius. 2200 and 2600 degrees Fahrenheit. The toughness, strength and translucence of porcelain, relative to other types of pottery, arises mainly from vitrification and the formation of the mineral mullite within the body at these high temperatures. Properties associated with porcelain include low permeability and elasticity, considerable strength, hardness, toughness, whiteness, translucency and resonance, and a high resistance to chemical attack and thermal shock. Porcelain has been described as being completely vitrified, hard, impermeable, even before glazing, white or artificially colored, translucent, except when of considerable thickness, and resonant. However, the term porcelain lacks a universal definition and has been applied in a very unsystematic fashion to substances of diverse kinds which have only certain surface qualities in common. Bone china, fine china, is a type of soft paste porcelain that is composed of bone ash, feldspathic material, and kaolin. It has been defined as ware with a translucent body containing a minimum of 30% of phosphate derived from animal bone and calculated calcium phosphate. Developed by English potter Josias Bode, bone china is known for its high levels of whiteness and translucency, and very high mechanical strength and chip resistance. Its high strength allows it to be produced in thinner cross-sections than other types of porcelain. Like stoneware, it is vitrified, but is translucent due to differing mineral properties. From its initial development and up to the later part of the 20th century, bone china was almost exclusively an English product, with production being effectively localized in Stoke-on-Trent. Most major English firms made or still make it, including Minton's, Coalport, Spode, Royal Crown Irby, Royal Doulton, Wedgwood and Worcester. In the UK, references to china or porcelain can refer to bone china, and English porcelain has been used as a term for it, both in the UK and around the world. Fine china is not necessarily bone china, and is a term used to refer to ware which does not contain bone ash. Surface treatments china painting, or porcelain painting is the decoration of glazed porcelain objects such as plates, bowls, vases or statues. The body of the object may be hard paste porcelain, developed in China in the 7th or 8th century, or soft paste porcelain, often bone china, developed in 18th century Europe. The broader term ceramic painting includes painted decoration on lead glazed earthenware such as creamware or tin glazed pottery such as maiolica or faience. Typically the body is first fired in a kiln to convert it into a hard porous bisque. Underglaze decoration may then be applied, followed by glaze, which is fired so it bonds to the body. The glazed porcelain may then be decorated with overglaze painting and fired again to bond the paint with the glaze. Decorations may be applied by brush or by stenciling, transfer printing, lithography and screen printing. Slipware. Slipware is a type of pottery identified by its primary decorating process where slip is placed onto the leather hard clay body surface before firing by dipping, painting or splashing. Slip is an aqueous suspension of a clay body, which is a mixture of clays and other minerals such as quartz, feldspar and mica. A coating of white or colored slip, known as an engobe, can be applied to the article to improve its appearance, to give a smoother surface to a rough body, mask an inferior color or for decorative effect. Slips or engobes can also be applied by painting techniques, in isolation or in several layers and colors. Sgraffito involves scratching through a layer of colored slip to reveal a different color or the base body underneath. Several layers of slip and/or sgraffito can be done while the pot is still in an unfired state. One color of slip can be fired, before a second is applied, and prior to the scratching or incising decoration. This is particularly useful if the base body is not of the desired color or texture. Terra sigillata, in sharp contrast to the archaeological usage, in which the term terra sigillata refers to a whole class of pottery, In contemporary ceramic art, Terra sigillata describes only a watery refined slip used to facilitate the burnishing of raw clay surfaces and used to promote carbon smoke effects, in both primitive low-temperature firing techniques and unglazed alternative Western-style roca firing techniques. Terra sigillata is also used as a brushable decorative colorant medium in higher temperature glazed ceramic techniques. Form studio pottery. Studio pottery is pottery made by amateur or professional artists or artisans working alone or in small groups, making unique items or short runs. Typically, all stages of manufacture are carried out by the artists themselves. Studio pottery includes functional wares such as tableware, cookware and non-functional wares such as sculpture. Studio potters can be referred to as ceramic artists, ceramists, ceramicists, or as an artist who uses clay as a medium. Much studio pottery is tableware or cookware, but an increasing number of studio potters produce non-functional or sculptural items. Some studio potters now prefer to call themselves ceramic artists, ceramists, or simply artists. Studio pottery is represented by potters all over the world. Tile. A tile is a manufactured piece of hard-wearing materials such as ceramic, stone, metal, or even glass, generally used for covering roofs, floors, walls, showers, or other objects such as tabletops. Alternatively, tile can sometimes refer to similar units made from lightweight materials such as perlite, wood, and mineral wool, typically used for wall and ceiling applications. In another sense, a tile is a construction tile or similar object, such as rectangular counters used in playing games. See tile-based game. The word is derived from the French word tile, which is, in turn, from the Latin word tegula, meaning a roof tile composed of fired clay. Tiles are often used to form wall murals and floor coverings, and can range from simple square tiles to complex mosaics. Tiles are most often made of ceramic, typically glazed for internal uses and unglazed for roofing, but other materials are also commonly used, such as glass, cork, concrete and other composite materials, and stone. Tiling stone is typically marble, onyx, granite or slate. Thinner tiles can be used on walls than on floors, which require more durable surfaces that will resist impacts. Figurines. A figurine, a diminutive form of the word figure, is a statuette that represents a human, deity, mythical creature, or animal. Figurines may be realistic or iconic, depending on the skill and intention of the creator. The earliest were made of stone or clay. In ancient Greece, many figurines were made from terracotta, see Greek terracotta figurines. Modern versions are made of ceramic, metal, glass, wood and plastic. Figurines and miniatures are sometimes used in board games, such as chess, and tabletop role-playing games. Old figurines have been used to discount some historical theories, such as the origins of chess. Tableware. Tableware is the dishes or dishware used for setting a table, serving food and dining. It includes cutlery, glassware, serving dishes and other useful items for practical as well as decorative purposes. Dishes, bowls and cups may be made of ceramic, while cutlery is typically made from metal, and glassware is often made from glass or other non-ceramic materials. The quality, nature, variety and number of objects varies according to culture, religion, number of diners, cuisine and occasion. For example, Middle Eastern, Indian or Polynesian food culture and cuisine sometimes limits tableware to serving dishes, using bread or leaves as individual plates. Special occasions are usually reflected in higher quality tableware. Terracotta, artworks, In addition to being a material, terracotta also refers to items made out of this material. In archaeology and art history, terracotta is often used to describe objects such as statues, and figurines not made on a potter's wheel. A prime example is the terracotta army, a collection of man-sized terracotta sculptures depicting the armies of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. It is a form of funerary art buried with the emperor in 210 to 209 BCE and whose purpose was to protect the emperor in his afterlife. French sculptor Albert Ernest Carrier-Belleuse made many terracotta pieces, but possibly the most famous is the abduction of Hyodamia depicting the Greek mythological scene of a centaur kidnapping Hyodamia on her wedding day. American architect Louis Sullivan is well known for his elaborate glazed terracotta ornamentation, designs that would have been impossible to execute in any other medium. Terracotta and tile were used extensively in the town buildings of Victorian Birmingham, England.